I've got 3 ferments here that I've been fermenting for a while. I think I picked these ones, well, the girls helped me pick these ones a few weeks back. I should have put the date on it. I'm gonna hit my head on this. And then I got this one, and then this is the one that we picked together that I just recently started on the 26th. And they're all going real good. Now you can use a weight to put down on top. I generally don't. I don't even have them. I did collect some rocks from the Chattahoochee River and I put them in there sometimes. I boil them, of course, first. And that does help keep them down a little bit, and some do float to the top. But maybe one day I'll get the actual weights, but for right now, those Chattahoochee rocks are working well, or I just don't use anything at all. When I first started fermenting stuff a few years back, I definitely botched a few batches. I didn't put enough salt in my batch, and I have figured out how much salt to put in for my peppers. So this half-gallon jar, I put 3 nice sized tablespoons of salt in here. And that always seems to work out good. And it looks to me like we're gonna have enough to do another batch here. You should wear gloves when you're doing hot peppers. I'm just gonna make sure to wash my hands really well. I keep forgetting to get disposable gloves. That's nicely filled. I'm gonna add some onions and a lot of garlic to this as well. But if you see this water here, how it's cloudy. That's normal. You want it to look like that. When I first put it all in, it's gonna be clear, and eventually it will get cloudy, and eventually the water will become clear again. I'm trying to decide if I want to use a rock with this. I don't think I'll bother. I'll go ahead and put some salt in right now. Check this out. So behind here, I'm missing a massive section of cabinets that we took out on purpose and getting ready to put in my wood stove for cooking. We have a wood stove that we got from the 1940s. It's really neat looking. Nate's still working on it a bit. And of course, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done to get it all up to code and safe. But Nate's goal is to hopefully have it in December, sometime in December, so that we can use that to also help heat the house up as well. But I'll definitely be having a learning curve. I'm a bit nervous cooking on a wood stove, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. But because I have such less space now, we weren't sure what we were gonna do with all my spices. Nathan had built this for me a while ago for my cast iron, and then he decided down here, he did all these drawers for me, and they're so awesome. I love it. Now I already kind of know where everything is at this point. I got these cute little glass jars, see? It's been great. I've enjoyed it. Let's get some salt out here. In fact, I'm gonna need to get more. I've got 2 big 5-gallon buckets full of salt in the pantry, so I'm gonna have to get that out because that is not enough. Still have not gotten a new tablespoon. I will get around to it. This thing broke. It's kind of silly. I would say that was like 3 heaping tablespoons of salt. All right, we've got it all nicely packed in there. It's about how I like to fill it. Now I did wash this jar with hot water and soap before putting these peppers in here, but I did not wash the peppers. It's not like I organic garden, so it's not like I was spraying them with anything. And if they have a little bit of dirt on them, I mean, that's not gonna really hurt it. Then I'm gonna shake it up real good, get that salt worked in the water really well. And then my peppers and everything kind of popped up, you see? I'm gonna kind of push things down as much as I can and probably put a little bit more water in there. This is where fermenting little weights can be helpful. Or rocks work too. Fill it up a little bit more. And of course things will start to float to the top, as you see here. That happens. That's okay. For the next few days, 3 to 5 days, I will open the lid, and it's called burping. And you'll see all these bubbles come up. And if you start to notice, if you put garlic in your ferment and you start to notice the garlic turning blue, don't panic. That is just a chemical reaction between the garlic and the lactic acid. When I first saw that, I was like, what's happening? But it's okay, it's normal. And you see these ones at the top, there is some stuff that is not quite all the way in the water. And that's why, you know, people will use weights. But I've never had any issues with stuff at the top going bad or anything. Okay, there you have it. I'm gonna let that ferment for as long as I want. I've definitely noticed a huge difference in the Tabasco peppers that we fermented for a whole year. The flavor was better, but also the probiotics had a lot more good stuff in there for your gut. And when you do decide to stop your ferment, make sure you pour out as much water as possible. I've left water in before, and it made the sauce much stronger in a way that I didn't find very good. So I try to really drain as much water out as possible. But there you have it. So we're gonna just let this sit. If you have fermenting lids for your jars, you don't need to burp them like that. Eventually, I'll get around to possibly getting some of those. I'm just out here doing some more cleanup after that ice storm in my garden here. But I wanted to say a few more things about that ferment. I think from now on, I am going to go ahead and start using those Chattahoochee rocks. I think my ferment would be better if it's all really sitting down in the ferment. Since the temperature has dropped, that was the night before we got down into the 20-degree weather, my ferments have slowed down drastically. If you don't keep your house super warm in the wintertime, I think we keep ours at about 60, your ferment will be slower and you won't really need to burp it every day. Ferments really take off when it's like 65, 75 degrees. It's kind of the perfect sweet spot. Don't panic if you're not noticing those bubbles coming up the first or second day. That's normal. Sometimes what I do is I'll tap on the glass a little bit and you will see a few bubbles here and there pop up. Your ferment's still going, it's just slower. I have heard that it's better if your ferments are going a little bit slower. So we'll see. This is the first time our weather has dropped this low so quickly, so soon. So normally my ferments are in an environment, in a warmer environment. This has been tickling me. I was like, what is touching me? I hope it's not a spider. Anyway, I'm gonna get this stuff cleaned up, y'all. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.